What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Eddie Hearn Duckology 101. This guy is a master of making the other fighter look like he's ducking. In actuality, Eddie Hearn is the one that don't want to fight. Case in point, Luis Ortiz versus Anthony Joshua, the smoking mirrors negotiations, because that's what it is. It's smoking mirrors. It's smoking mirrors, men and women. It's smoking mirrors. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know, he's leaking stuff to the press saying, "Oh, they offered Luis King Kong Ortiz $10 million to fight Anthony Joshua on June 1st at Madison Square Garden." It turns out that Team Ortiz has let it be known that they offered him $2 million to fight Anthony Joshua. That's like $5 million less than what Gerald Big Baby Miller was going to get to fight Anthony Joshua before he got suspended. Before he got suspended for taking illegal substances. Okay, Luis Ortiz is a far more accomplished fighter. He's done better numbers on TV than Gerald Big Baby Miller. So it stands to reason that he should be making at least what Gerald Big Baby Miller got for that fight. And that's all he wanted. He said, take Gerald Big Miller, give me the same contract he gave Gerald Miller, scratch his name off the contract, put my name on the contract, send it to me, I sign it, it's done. That's basically what it said. Eddie Hearn playing games, smoking mirrors, leaking stuff, like making it look like Luis Ortiz don't want to fight. They going back in time and saying, well, Luis Ortiz say he'll fight AJ for free. He'll fight him for $5, this and that and the third. Saying all these things, but this is called prize fighting. It's called prize fighting. Ain't nobody gonna have to go get in the ring and risking their health and risking their life for free. That's called prize fighting. And when you fight at the level that they're fighting on, the elite heavyweights of the division, Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz, he's gonna be wanting to be compensated, and rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be wanting to be compensated to his true value, and that's all he asking for, his true value. He's actually probably, he's got a strong case that he probably should be getting more than what Gerald Miller was gonna get for the Anthony Joshua fight. But he's being more than reasonable. He's trying to say, okay, just give me what you gave Gerald Miller, and the fight is on like a pot of neck bones. But Eddie Hearn playing these games, leaking false information to the media, boxing scene, and all these different outlets and stuff, trying to make Anthony Joshua look like he's not ducking anybody. Anthony Joshua will fight all comers. But when it's all said and done, man, Anthony Joshua is the biggest cherry picker in boxing. You look at all the guys he fought. To get the title, he fought Charles Morton, a guy that won a belt when a guy got injured. Didn't even land a significant punch in that fight. The guy messed his leg up, and they awarded him the belt. You fought him when Deontay Wilder held a belt. Then you went and got the weakest heavyweight champion of all of the three champions that had a belt at the time, and Joseph Parker, who won a disputed decision against Andy Ruiz. You fought him, and that fight put everybody to sleep. They didn't even need the NyQuil. Everybody went to sleep. That fight was so boring. You understand what I'm saying? He won that fight in a lackluster performance. He beat Vladimir Klitschko. That was arguably, to me, his best win of his career. That was the fight of the year, probably the best fight of that year. He got off the canvas, he faced adversity, and he came through like a champ, like a G, and won that fight. I give him much credit to Anthony Joshua for winning that fight. But this situation that's going on with Luis Ortiz is nothing but Eddie Hearn doing what he does what he's a master at. That's called Duckology 101. They don't want to fight. They never did want to fight Luis Ortiz. Don't let them fool you, leaking false information to the media. He don't want to fight. The two candidates that's the leading candidates for this fight are Michael Hunter, who I think is probably the front runner, and Andy Ruiz, who's coming on strong, and he seems like he's getting a lot of momentum right now, and maybe he could end up getting the fight, but it's probably going to be one of those two guys that's going to get the fight. Luis Ortiz was never a serious option. They just want to make it look like they offered him a contract. He refused. Oh, we offered him $10 million. He only made $500,000 fighting Deontay Wilder. Okay, Deontay Wilder made $2 million, and Luis Ortiz made $500,000. So Deontay Wilder made 4 times what Luis Ortiz made. So it stands to reason if Anthony Joshua is making $32 million, at the bare minimum, Gerald Big Baby Miller ought to get, Luis King Kong Ortiz ought to get at least $8 million. But he's not even offering it. He's just said, give me the same money that you was gonna give Gerald Big Baby Miller before he popped dirty, and that's what 6.75 million. Let's just round it out. Say 7 million. Give me the same thing he got. That's 7 million. And Anthony Joshua's gonna walk away with 32 million. And give me 7 million. That's all Luis Ortiz is asking for. You know, give me what you gave Gerald Big Miller, and I think that's more than fair. He actually has a strong case that he should be making more than Gerald Big Miller. But the bottom line is, team Anthony Joshua don't want to fight. It's smoke and mirrors. They did the same thing with Deontay Wilder in those failed negotiations, leaking false information. Oh, we offered him. He accepted the 15 million that we offered him, but then he didn't want to fight. Yeah, he accepted the 15 million, but he asked what was the date and what was the venue. It was a contract with no date and no venue. Yeah, he accepted the money, but you know, when is the fight gonna happen? What date the fight's gonna happen? You didn't have a date or a venue. What kind of contract is that? So you never wanted to fight at that time. You all along wanted to fight Alexander Povetkin, the PED king himself, along with Gerald Big Baby Miller. You know, that's another thing that I might maybe talk about for another day. You know, you're sitting here, Anthony Joshua sitting here blasting Gerald Big Baby Miller. He's all on YouTube blasting him, talking about he's still gonna pay his mama rent, this and that and the third. But when you look at it, he fought Alexander Povetkin. He's a PED cheat, and he didn't even admit. He still to this day denies that he ever used PEDs. At least Gerald Big Baby Miller was man enough to finally admit that, hey man, I messed up. You know, it's on me, and he took responsibility for his action. Alexander Povetkin to this day said he's an innocent man when the evidence is strong that he did take the PEDs. Everybody know the man ain't no evidence the man took PEDs. You know, it's overwhelming evidence that he took PEDs, and he still denies it to this day. So again, Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, Duckology 101, smoke and mirrors, making it look like they want to fight, having these Eddie Hearn worshippers believing that Luis Ortiz is ducking Anthony Joshua, but all along they're lowballing Luis Ortiz, and Luis Ortiz actually got a ace in the hole anyway. He's got a fight lined up with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder gets by Dominique Brazil. Look for Wilder Ortiz rematch in late fall, early winter. So look for that fight to be next if Wilder's victorious over Brazil. So you know, I think they're offering him a huge contract. They told him before while he was in, you know, allegedly, while he was talking with Matchroom about fighting Anthony Joshua. They told him to hold on, you're gonna get the fight next once we get through Brazil, and and they offered him a lucrative offer. So it's much more than what Eddie Hearn was offering, $2 million. He's probably making he's probably making at least 3 times more than what Eddie Hearn actually offered. Eddie Hearn offered that contract knowing that Luis Ortiz was never gonna accept that, but he just wanted make it look like, hey, I sent him a contract. He didn't want to sign. You know, he fighting for 3 belts. Sometimes you got to take the short end of the stick and pay dividends. If you win the fight. But no, I'm not finna take 3 times less than a fighter that you was gonna fight originally. That's not even as known as me and hasn't accomplished what I've accomplished in the ring. There's no way I'm gonna do that. We go, if it ain't making dollars, it ain't making cents. It's a business at the end of the day, and I'm gonna be fairly compensated. I'm not gonna take less than a opponent you were gonna fight before me. That's not as accomplished and it's not as that's not done what I've done in the boxing ring. So it is what it is. The fight's not happening. Look for Anthony Joshua again to fight Michael Hunter or Andy Ruiz. That probably should be announced sometime later this week. We'll see what happens on that end. A quick thing on Triple G, man. Triple G has fired longtime trainer Abel Sanchez. That kind of came out of left field, but Abel Sanchez say basically they try to lowball him, try to pay him 1/5 of what he was making, and actually Triple G, that big contract he signed with DAZN, he's making way more money than he was making when he was fighting with HBO. He's making way more money now, and he lowballed Abel Sanchez. So Abel Sanchez need to look at that the same way Luis Ortiz looked at that lowball offer Eddie Hearn gave him. When somebody offer you a low deal, 1/5 what you was making, they basically saying they don't want you training them no more. He didn't want to just come out and say that because he's the guy that's like, I'm Triple G This is not. He's not a real businessman. Canelo is a treater. He's a drug cheat. This and that. You know, he wants to be the good guy. Don't want to wear the black hat at all. He wants to always be looked into a positive light in the media. So he said, okay, I'm just gonna lowball this guy, get him 1/5 of what he was making. And he knows I'm making way more than I was making before I signed this contract. And he's gonna, in his pride alone ain't gonna let him accept that. And he'll just resign himself. He'll just quit on his own. You know, stuff like that. I'll just say, hey, I offered him the money, he didn't want to sign, and we going in the opposite direction. And that's what Triple G did, man. Triple G didn't want to bring Abel Sanchez back. He figured that his careers got kind of stagnant with those two fights with Canelo. One was a draw, and the second fight was a close decision loss to Canelo. And I think Triple G probably wasn't a fan of Abel Sanchez. He was like a star in the media, man. He got a lot of publicity, doing a lot of interviews. He did a lot of talking before the second Canelo fight. And I think that might have rubbed Triple G the wrong way, man. I don't think he was a fan of that at all. He's one of those fighters from the European boxing, you know, from the European style of boxing. And you know, most of those fighters coming from the European bloc. You know, you don't even know none of their trainers' name. You wouldn't even know none of their trainers if you walk past them in a mall or in a grocery store. You know, they get, you know, it's all about the fighters, and y'all, you know, the trainers do their job and prepare the fighters for the fights and stay low key and stay in the background. You don't see any of those European fighters. Lomachenko, what's his trainer name? Don't know. Arthur Beterbiev, what's his trainer name? Don't know. You know what I'm saying? Dimitri Bivol, what's his trainer name? Don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You know, Gossett, what's his trainer name? Oh, it's Teddy Atlas. Yeah, he's Teddy Atlas. Everybody know him because he trained Mike Tyson, Timothy Bradley, and you know he's always in front of the camera. You know, big fight coming up on ESPN. He's always there, analyzing the fight before and after. So he's probably the only one, you know, of those European fighters that has a high profile trainer that's you know, don't mind giving their opinion. And I don't think Triple G was actually a fan of that. So he's probably gonna get some low key training, I would imagine. You know, I've heard rumors that hey, maybe he might go get Triple G because you know he's from the LA area, and he might go get Freddie Roach. You know, because Triple G is he trains in the LA area. You know, and Freddie Roach got a wildcard gym in LA. A lot of people speculating that he might be the next trainer, but Freddie Roach is another guy that don't mind speaking his opinion, and he does a lot of interviews, and you know he's always doing a lot of interviews, especially before fights, before one of his fighters is fighting. He does a lot of interviews, and he's always in the spotlight. And even when the other fighters that are not trained by him, but they're involved in big fights, they'll ask him what his opinion is on those fights. So he's a guy that's a high profile trainer. So I don't see that happening, but I've heard rumors that maybe Freddie Roach is in the running to be Triple G next trainer. We'll see what happens. I think Triple G is gonna get a trainer that's low key, maybe somebody that's already on the team. Maybe he elevates them. But again, the Abel Sanchez and Triple G marriage is over. Basically, it's over. They've been divorced, and he's got rid of them, and you know, maybe he's in the market for a new trainer, or maybe he elevates within his camp somebody from assistant trainer to head trainer. We'll see what happens. But that's all I got for the boxing today, man. I'm going to get back to watching this Houston-Utah game, man. It's a defensive battle. Gobert is wreaking havoc in the paint, man, making it hard for the Rockets to score. James Harden is struggling, but he got hot toward the end of the second quarter, made a couple of threes, couple of layups, driving layups, and they're up by 4. So I'm going to see if the Rockets can close Utah out and get ready to go on to the Western Conference semifinal, man. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see how the game play out. Again, this is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.